Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, click that like, share, and subscribe button and welcome on in to my world. So I'm going to tell y'all how I got a mouse in my car. Okay. I know people was like, I done been to the parts store and I was asking, how you get mice out your car? How you get mice? And they was looking at me, right? Literally looking at me. They was like, well, I've never had that done before. Like, I've never, like they ain't never heard of it before. I hadn't either. I didn't even think that that was even possible, that a mouse could literally get in your vehicle and live, right? So I started Googling how to kill them, how to, I don't know what kind of mouse this was. I think it was a field mice. Because everything that I put out, like I put out decon to kill them, or to decon to kill them. I put out traps to kill them, to catch them. I put out all kind of stuff, baby. Let me tell you, this mouse was so smart. I spent like $60 trying to catch this mouse or kill this mouse, one or the other. And he was so smart. He always go around the traps, right? And like I said, I didn't know that the mouse was in my car. I'm gonna take y'all back to the beginning. So we moved to a brand new house, which was like a newly built house. And before they built the house there, it was nothing but field. So nothing but field, And so they built our house there or whatever. And so I kept telling my husband, I don't want to stay here because the house nice, but it's hoodish. Like they shooting, and they were shooting all times of the day, all times of the night. Having drive-bys, I couldn't deal with that. Because I always have kids in my house. Like everybody, children want to come to my house, and I don't have a problem with that. And I want to make sure everybody's children or child is safe when they come around me, and when they come around to my house. And so I kept telling my husband, like, I don't feel safe here. And I have not slept since we've been here. And we stayed in the house for like 8 months, right? And so I went outside one day, me and Harmony. That's the small dog, okay? She's older. So we went outside and I was looking around. I think I was looking for some shoes or something like that, because I have like a big old pair of shoes, nothing but tennis shoes and whatever shoes that I'm not wearing because of the weather. So I put them in like a tote or whatever, and then I kept them in the garage. Well, when I kept them in the garage, me and Harmony went out to look for the shoes or whatever, and so I seen something running across the floor, baby. I turned around, Harmony turned around, baby. Harmony I think she bypassed me getting back in the house, like literally bypassed me getting back in the house. So I told my husband immediately. I said, we got a mouse. And so he was like, you sure? And I said, yeah. So I said, well, we need some mouse traps and stuff like that to catch the mouse. So he was like, okay. I'm like, we got to go buy this, that, and the third. We got to go buy some decon. We got to go buy this. I'm looking up stuff to, kill mice or whatever, because I can't live with animals like mice. Mice, rabbit. I had a rabbit when I was younger, but I had to give it away because I couldn't. It was getting all over. I can't live with animals that small like that. So he was like, no, all we need is peanut butter and the mouse trap. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go and I get mouse traps because, quite frankly, we already have peanut butter in the house. So I go and I get the mouse traps. He put the mouse traps up. First night we didn't catch them. Second night we caught them, right? Because I kept saying it's mouse droppings up under the sink in the kitchen. And so he was like, don't worry about it, I'm gonna take care of it. So he put the trap out with the peanut butter on it and stuff like that. So we caught the mouse, and when we caught the mouse, I'm like, okay, well, who's going to pick it up and throw it in the trash? And so my husband ended up doing it. So when he did it, right, I kept saying, I cleaned up the spot. Like, I got me some gloves, got me some bleach, and honey, I was cleaning so that, all the chemicals was making me cough. So I was like, I 2-3 days later I came, I said, wait a minute. I said, it's some more mouse droppings. And so I don't know why I'm itching right here. I must have done ate. I done ate something that probably it's gonna be a bump right there, y'all. Yeah, cause it's turning red. So I kept saying, so it's mouse droppings back up under the sink or whatever. And he was like, you sure? And I said, yo. So I said, well, we're gonna put out another trap. So we put out another trap, caught another mouse, right? At this time, I'm over it. I'm literally over it, right? And so he was like, he said, this is ratatouille. And I'm like, I guess so, because baby, they only in the kitchen. Like literally only in the kitchen part, right? And in the garage, but they were coming through the garage to get to the kitchen. And so, y'all, this feels so good. So we caught that mouse. And when we caught that mouse, maybe 3 weeks later, here come the cousin. So now mind you, I put a mouse trap up under the stove, put one up under the sink, put one in the garage and stuff like that, right? So I put mouse traps with peanut butter. We put mouse traps with peanut butter all through the house downstairs, right? This mice, or whatever, when I tell y'all, before, I don't know how long that they were in the house, but when we caught wind of it, that's when we started trying to get rid of them. When I tell y'all, the mouse had done set up shop, like it was eating all of our food. Like I couldn't even go and buy groceries because the mouse and their cousins and siblings or whatever would literally go in the cabinet. When I tell you go in the cabinet and eat the food, now they only ate certain type of food, right? Mexican rice, hot chips, habanero something, anything that has to do with like spicy stuff. Anything that had to do with spicy stuff, like spicy stuff, that's what they do. They ate broccoli, cheese, and rice. They ate through it, but they didn't really touch it. They ate like literally. I had to buy like a tote in order to keep my kids' snacks in the tote so that the mouse wouldn't eat it up. Like literally, I couldn't buy like, what is it? I literally couldn't buy like anything that was perishable that was like in a box or something like that. Because baby, they was tearing it up. They was working on it, okay? So when one day me and Ty went to the store. Because by this time I'm fed up. So we come back. We went to the store, we came back, and Ty was like, Mama, let's, she said you can park in the garage. I said, okay. Because I think it was raining a little bit. And so she's like, just park in the garage. I'm finna let the garage up. So I'm like, okay, cool. She get in there and she's like, Mama, she said Harmony dog cage. She said, I just seen something move on Harmony cage. I mean, not Harmony cage, but Nova's cage. And so I'm like, what? She said, I just seen something move on Nova's cage. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, like, right? And so she was like, no. Baby, let me tell you something. She was like, I put my phone down, and when I went back over there, it was something that was moving. So I kid y'all not. I go over there to see what she talking about, right? Why that mouse looked me in my face? Literally looked me in my face for a few seconds, and then, like, he took off. And when he took off, he literally ran like he was going out of the garage, right? And so I'm like, I'm behind him because I'm like, good, I'm chasing his tail up out of the garage. Why he turned around and make a beeline? He literally turned around and make a beeline and run in the house. Run towards the house. I'm like, oh Lord, why? So right after that, I said, you know what? I'm finna go. Cause we have stuff in the garage, right? So I said, well, I'm finna check out and see everything that's in the garage. And so that's what I started doing. Y'all, why these mice, whatever, start setting up? They had already built them, whatever they're gonna build, because they started tearing up the installation in the house, like to the house. So it's like I don't know how they got the cotton out. I don't even know how they did that, but they started tearing up the house. So they literally the installation, because we had like a little corner. Installation was all over the place in a corner. But you will never know it unless you go in that particular corner. And we didn't go in that particular corner because we hadn't lost nothing over there. You know what I mean? So, but baby, they had them built them a hut. And I just want to thank the Lord that the mice didn't come upstairs, because literally, it was a 2-story. And, the mouse only stayed downstairs, to my understanding. I didn't see him, her, it, or whatever, upstairs. But I did see the mouse tracking its stuff downstairs. So, right after that, I was like, let's set out some more. So we set out some more. We went through like my shoes and stuff like that to see what, where they were. Because I'm like, I don't want them to have no babies and this, that, and the third. And, living water, y'all, cleans you out. Okay, clean me out. So I was like, I don't want them to have no babies or whatever. So my husband's like, okay. So we went through and looked through all the stuff. Do y'all know the mice? I had like a tote, but I didn't have a tote. I had like, okay, my winter clothes, because winter hadn't came yet. I had all my winter clothes in this tote. And do y'all know the mice was in, like, I had a pretty orange dress that I got from Old Navy like 5-6 years ago. My goodness. And I wear it during the summer. Do y'all know the mice chewed up the bottom of the dress and made it like, what kind of dress? Like a hula skirt, like a hula, like it was just, my husband, when I picked that dang old skirt up, my husband busted out laughing. He was like, he said, look at them. He said they done ate it and made it into a hula skirt. I don't know the name of the dang old skirts, but that's how much they had ate. Trying to build in my house nest or whatever they was trying to build, right? So, fast forward it. We literally, one of these braces pulling. I think it's this one. So, fast forward it. We cleaned out the garage. So, it's time for us to move, right? Because at this point, I don't want to stay there no more. I can't deal with the shooting. So, I go to put stuff in the trunk. So, I put like groceries and stuff like that in the trunk, in the tote. But I'm like, ain't nothing. I wouldn't think that it's a mouse in my car. Okay, so I go to put my groceries into the back seat, and when I put the back seat, the trunk, not the back seat, not the trunk, the trunk. So I go to put the groceries in the car, in the trunk, right? And so I go back there once I got to my destination, to the new house. I go back there and I'm looking. I'm like, that's a hole. It's literally a hole in the flower. It's a big hole in the flower. Like, what is going on? Why is this shirt this color? Like, why is it? And I'm like, what is going on, right? Do y'all know it's a mouse in my car. So I'm telling my kids, now we gotta, I got to clean my car out. I gotta do this, that, and the third. I gotta make sure ain't no, cause I just can't believe it's a mouse in my car. It's mice in my car. And so my daughter was like, I know you lie. She didn't say that exact, but she was like, I know it ain't no mouse in the car. Yes, it is. So I told my husband, and he started laughing. He was like, really? You really think so? I said, yeah. So I laid out all the evidence. I'm like, cleaned out my car. But this the thing, y'all. I didn't see any mouse droppings or anything like that. I just seen like where the mice had chewed through like the bag of flour. So I said, and then had like peed on like certain stuff. And I'm like, no, this don't make no sense, right? And so kept going. So I'm like, I gotta catch it. So one night, I'm like, I don't know what time of the day this mouse gonna come out, right? So I said, I gotta catch this mouse. So I'm telling my husband, like, we gotta catch this mouse, get it out of my car. So I go to the store late at night. It's probably about 7 o'clock, right? Because I gotta cook. And so I'm telling my husband, I'm on my way back home. I said, because I got everything I needed, this, that, and the third. And he was like, okay, well, I'm almost home. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get out the car, run in the house, because I got to use the restroom really, really bad, right? And so when I got to use the restroom really, really bad, I'm like, Daddy-o, go downstairs and get the groceries out of the car. So he's like, okay, Mama. Well, he don't call me Mama, they call me Mom. But anyways, so he's like, okay, Mama. And so he get down here and he was like, he say the next day, y'all. He said, Mom, I seen something. No, I called everybody in the kitchen. I'm like, it's a mouse in my car. This is how I know, because I went to open some bread. Like, I went to open the bread, and the bread had been chewed up on the side. So, while I'm driving home, the mouse was at the stove, okay, in the back seat, eating my groceries. So, I'm telling them, like, we got to get this mouse out of my car. It's embarrassing. People, get in my car, and I don't put nothing in, don't put nothing in the back seat. You got to ride with everything in the front seat and hope the mouse don't come out, right? And so Daddy was like, well, Mama, I seen something run across the back seat. And I'm like, what? Why you ain't tell me? He was like, I thought I was, tripping. I said, no, you're not. It's a mouse in my car. So he was like, oh, okay. So that makes sense. So I'm like, look at the bread. I just threw it away. So he was like, yeah, that makes sense, right? Do y'all know I literally have been trying to catch this mouse, kill this mouse for a very long time, maybe a month, okay? So I'm gonna tell y'all, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, me and Ty got up and we went and met my best friend for brunch, right? And so when we met her for brunch, Ty had to go. She had, boxed up her food to go or whatever. So I wanted to take Ty to this store. So when I took her to the store, I said, you don't leave that food in the middle of the floor, because I don't want the mouse to get it, right? And so she was like, well, we ain't gonna be in there long. So I'm like, okay. So I go in the store, and I'm a middle-aged woman, so I gotta use the restroom everywhere I go now. And so I say, dang it. I don't know how that even happened. Y'all, I wasted my lemon water. Hold on, y'all. So I guess, let me put this down. Oh, it's cold on my leg. Okay, so I was like, I said I'm not gonna stay in the store too long because I gotta use the restroom. And so she was like, okay, mom. She said, I'm gonna be, right out. She was like, cause she was like in the store. The name of the store is Pop Shelf. Y'all already know if it's new to Houston. It's new to Houston. I don't know if it's new to anywhere else. But they're nice. They have a lot of different things in there. So I was like, just take your time or whatever to go to the car. And so she was like, okay. So she took her time or whatever, and I came back to the car, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend, right? My good girlfriend, best friend, bestie. I'm sitting in the car, y'all. The mouse must smell the food, or he hungry. Mind you, I took the food from the floor because she put it in the floor. And she, went in the stove. So I took the food from the floor and I put it in the seat. And when I put it in the seat, the mouse came out. And I said, oh my, by this time I done lost my marbles out. I done lost my shit. I done literally lost my goddamn shit. Do you hear me? I say, oh, I'm finna leave my car up here. I'm not finna drive this car. I literally can't drive this damn car. I just really can't. It's like, I just started, like, I can't do it. I just literally can't do it. And so my friend was like, you want me to come get you? And I said, nah, let me call my husband. I called my husband like 14 times. And at the time, I knew he was busy. Literally knew he was busy. And I'm like, the mouse just came out. And I'm like, I just thank God that the mouse didn't come out while I was driving, because I know that I would have hit somebody from the back. I would have hit somebody. I would have ran into the back of somebody. So when the mouse came out from the passenger side, looked at me, it took off running. When I started screaming out, hollering, it took off running. So it went back up in like whatever this is, like the glove compartment area on the passenger side. It went back in the walls or whatever it did. And it messed me up, because I'm like, oh man, I ain't gonna be able to drive my car. And I didn't drive my car for about 4 or 5 days. Because I said, oh no, because my husband was like, it might bite you. It might bite you because it's scared and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh no, it ain't finna get to me. So literally, I went out and I bought some decon. I put it all over my car. And that didn't work. The mouse literally ate through the decon package, because I put the package, my husband, sealed it up and put the package in the trunk. But we had like decon all over my car. That did not work, y'all. Then mouse said no. He ate through the pack. I don't know if he ate it or whatever, but that didn't work. Okay, so I was like, it's gonna die in here. So quite frankly, I was just, trying to look out for the smell of, dead rodent or whatever. And so he did. Needless to say, he did not die. I went and got some regular rat traps, mouse traps or whatever. Put peanut butter on the front of. Put peanut butter in the center of them. Do you know that mouse went around each and every one of my mouse traps, like the little sticky traps? It did, right? A smart one. When I tell you that joker was smart, right? My husband's like, and I am a Taurus, and I really, really, really don't like to be defeated. So I kept on going. I went to Ollie's day before yesterday, and I said, this mouse has got to be caught. Okay, so I bought like $3 worth of mouse traps. And so I got on, because I don't know how to operate a mouse trap. Got online. When I got online, they showed me how to operate it, right? And so I put the mouse traps in my car, where I think he would come out, because this mouse is like crafty, right? He only eat, like I said, spicy stuff. He likes honey. He likes ketchup. Ty had forgot some hot chips in here, like a bag of hot chips, because she went to school and she's like, Mama, I dropped some hot chips on the floor. But this was after, the fact or whatever. Do you know this mouse chewed through the bag of hot chips? I don't know if he took some home or whatever, But them hot chips lasted him for 3 days because we didn't see him for 3 days, right? So, but I took some mice traps and I put some honey, some peanut butter on them. It's just something about peanut butter that mice like, right? Put some peanut butter on the trap. And I kept telling my husband, I said, let's put them in the, I lined the first, the front of my car with mouse traps. And I lined the back seat of my car with mouse traps. Why is this water just flopping everywhere? It's all on my face. Lined my back seat up with them as well. Y'all look, I'm almost through my gallon. Halfway there. Now my front seat up, man, my back seat up with mouse traps, right? Line my trunk up with mouse traps. Because I kept telling my husband, I said, yeah, he in the trunk. Like, the mouse goes through the trunk, come through the trunk. It travels through the trunk. And guess what? It is. So yesterday, I checked, we put, with nightfall is, we put the mice trap down, right? And came back, yesterday, it wasn't nothing on the trap. So, of course, kids getting in and out the car, the little mouse traps, I think they triggered 2 of them, right? Because I put them in the floor. I'm like, be careful, because they hurt. Because I snapped one of them caught my finger. So I'm like, be careful, it hurt. It literally hurt, right? So, when I had this thing of going to the trunk, I have no idea why. Like, I always go to the trunk every time I come to my car. So, I went to my car, went to the trunk this morning, and when I popped my trunk, guess who was there? Mr. Mouse. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad. Now, y'all, keep in mind, I had been praying to the Lord, like, Lord, please let me catch this mouse. Literally, let me catch this mouse, because I cannot do it. I can't buy groceries because I don't need the dang old mouse eating my groceries while I'm trying to get them home. So, came to the trunk, see that mouse, but the mouse was trying to be smart, y'all, because what it is like, I'm finna see. So I got decon mouse traps, right? So this is the little bit of peanut butter that goes on the trap, and I'm telling y'all, he tried to come this way to get the peanut butter off the trap, like this way, and it caught him, so his body is like hanging this way. Now, y'all, I don't know how many mice in my car, but I know that probably was the only one. But I'm so happy that he's gone, so I can now breathe a little, because that mouse had me going in circles. I was like, Lord, why, Lord? So, yeah, this morning we caught him. So, we all happy because we ain't got to worry about nobody coming out on us or doing anything like that. So, I'm going to go have my car deep cleaned tomorrow. I'm going to have my car deep cleaned tomorrow because it's going to take a little while, and it's midday right now, and I still got stuff to do. So, that I'm just happy that he was caught. Now, excuse me, he is still alive. Wherever he is still alive, wherever he's at. And hopefully he gonna find somebody else car to hunker down in. Cause this mouse done lived through the storm, as cold as it was. He was still alive, and then he also lived through the heat. So he's very, very, he can adapt. So when I was looking it up, I think it's a field mice. Field mice. So yeah, that's the story, y'all. That mouse cost me like $50 to hurry him. To get rid of him, and it took me a while. Y'all. I didn't even know I had a mole right there. It took me a while, but I thank God for catching that mouse. Literally, thank God. But I thank you guys for being here with me today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. There are more videos coming. Y'all already know it's another video downloading. Peace out.